Jay, you're only going to do to me what Chuck and Shaq did to Kenny last night. I'm going to get this point out.
Get it out.
Even if it's
Wait,
controversial.
but it has nothing to do with you.
I'm going to get it out. They wouldn't let Kenny get his point out. Now, listen. Here it is.
You're not in this conversation.
Yes.
Here it is.
You have nothing to do with this, Max.
I'm going to state the thesis point. This is when everyone's going to start interrupting.
Thesis.
Last night was a legacy game for Chris Paul. That's right. Don't take the bait yet. Ready? This is what I mean.
Still waiting.
Chris Paul, if he, like no Devin Booker, but still a very good team, cannot lose the series to the Pelicans. Can't do it. And Brandon Ingram was starting to take over this series. Chris Paul heading into that game, it can't just be another excuse. Well, this guy got hurt. He gets knocked out in the first round with a team that was favored to
Kellerman.
win the whole thing. That was huge. Now, I don't say that to set Chris Paul up to look bad.
Yes, you do.
He won the game.
All I can do is laugh, Shay.
Yes,
He
you
won.
do.
The point is, you have a question. Guys write their own scripts. CP3, 20 points, 11 boards, and they win. That's what I'm talking about. That's what, if he gets bumped in the first round, and I know it's not a deciding game, but going down 2-3 is bad. If he gets bumped in the first round, that's a disaster.
Max,
Stop,
who's the best
Max
player on the
Kellerman.
court? The best player on the court is Brandon Ingram. Who's the second best player on the court?
Saying Chris Paul?
Maybe C.J. McCollum.
No, Chris Paul's the best player on the court.
CP3 is one of the greatest point guards to ever live.
He's the best player in the
But
series.
people don't look
Devin
at
Booker.
CP3 as carrying teams by himself, as a prolific scorer.
Not
He's
right
a
now.
prolific playmaker. You know he's about to turn 37 years old.
I hear that.
On May 6th,
I
right?
hear that. I think that's
37 years
legit.
old.
That's
He's
legit.
a legit playmaker. So, look, his legacy will not be affected. The dude is one of the greatest point guards
You're
to
saying
ever
because he's
live.
a little. Wait. Let me get just 100%
He's
sure
about
what
to
you're
turn
saying.
37 years old.
Because he's older, what he accomplishes, it adds to it. But what he doesn't accomplish can't be held against him because he's 37.
Yeah, and they lost a 30-point
Okay,
score
I
in
hear
Devin
that.
Booker.
But Max, that's what I told you yesterday in our meeting. It doesn't. Nothing changes for Chris Paul. If he wins the championship, the NBA title, great. And if he doesn't, the conversation will be, man, he was great. He just didn't win the NBA title.
Well, no, that's different than what Jay is saying to me.
No, it's the same thing.
Because, but Jay is making the point, when you get to a certain age, especially if you're 6 feet tall in the NBA.
Well, you're adding 6 feet tall in and all that. That doesn't matter.
If you're 37 and 6 feet,
it does
it
not
matters.
matter.
How's that not
Because
matter?
Chris Paul is one of the greatest basketball players that we've ever seen. And so it doesn't matter if he was 6 feet, 7 feet tall. It does not matter. If he wins an NBA title, that is just a cherry on top of his career. And if he doesn't, guess what? The one thing we will always say is, man, he was a hell of a player. Too bad he didn't win a championship.
Yeah, but we are also in discussing the very greatest players of all time, Key. The fact that he didn't win a championship means that he's not, like, he should be in the conversation, certainly with Isaiah Thomas, right? But Isaiah won back-to-back.
He's in that conversation
with
with,
bad boys,
and he's in that conversation with Zeke regardless, though, Max.
Yeah, but who are you taking when it comes down to it?
I mean, I think I would always take Zeke, though.
Right, why?
I'm splitting hairs between the two, dog.
I'm with you on that.
But
But I grew up a Zeke fan. I'm being biased.
Because Chris Paul
Chips.
could be an NBA champ, but Chris Paul could be an NBA champion if he was with the Lakers instead of the Clippers. That deal would have went through. He probably would have a ring by now.
But still, you're splitting hairs as relates to I'm taking one
Yes.
player over CP3.
I'm
okay,
splitting
fine.
hairs.
All I'm saying to you is the guy's third all-time in assists. He is fourth all-time in steals. He's been to the
Absolutely.
playoffs 14 out of 17
I'm the biggest Chris Paul
years.
fan. I get it.
Like, so he doesn't. His legacy doesn't retract. It doesn't.
It
become
doesn't.
debased
It doesn't.
if he
It doesn't.
No, but what-
it doesn't affect his
It
legacy.
can only go
at
up
all.
from here.
Part of the legacy.
I'm glad you said that, Jay, because you was not on the call yesterday when me and Max and everybody was talking about it. That's the exact same thing, Max. I said to you, it does not affect it. It only can go up from there. That's it.
Okay, I buy it if, Jay, your argument is he's no longer at the peak of his powers because of his age, and so you can't expect. But his legacy is part of the whole story is the playoff collapses, is the fact that he wasn't able to get a team over the top.
But
is
he
the
got a
fact-
team to the NBA Finals.
And that
He
legacy.
got them there, or who was the best? He not as the best player on the team.
Well, that's what. But see, why do you keep? He's never going to be the
And then he
best
got
player.
hurt.
He's never going to be the best player. He might be the best leader. he might be the best
I think that's legit.
playmaker, right? But like that's why I said talent-wise, like I'm looking at the game, and even though he had 22 points, Brandon Ingram talent-wise is the best player, right? He could take over a game, right? CJ McCollum is up there too. CP3 can make big plays off PNRs and stuff, but if you blitz him, and Key, the only thing I would disagree with you on, like I think size does matter here to a degree, because being like as a smaller player, when you're 6'1", 6'2", it's harder to do those things. You're seeing John Morant do them now because he's young.
But here's why I say that though, Jay. Because CP3's been doing this entire life.
I hear you.
So it does not matter with CP3.
But you judge him differently than the 6'6" guy.
Yes,
it
1000%.
just doesn't matter because he's been doing it his entire life.
Well, I only say that because
like you've been doing it your entire life, Jay. So the fact that you went 2 behind a dude that's 7'6" doesn't matter.
He's giving him extra credit. You guys are saying what Jay is saying is he's getting extra credit for being short.
Because what I'm saying is Jose Alvarado.
He is though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jose Alvarado got an 8-second call on him last night. So here's something that fans watching the game, you don't pick up on.
I'm going to call him avocado.
Alvarado, not avocado. So West Coast, I love it. Avocado. So in the NBA games, even in playoff games, watch playoff basketball. Like when you inbound the ball as a point guard, you take the ball, you turn around, you walk the ball up the court, there's nobody around you. So they're pressuring CP3 the full length of the court. They're making him work now more than ever before just to get the ball up the court, yet alone get you in the set, yet alone get into a pick and roll, yet alone what he brings to the table defensively, yet alone him turning 37. So it just adds to it.
You're making a compelling case about forget about like I don't accept all the arguments, but the 37-year-old argument is very good, and also the Houston argument is good because I believe had he been healthy as the emotional leader of the team, they'd have won. Right? Like I think they would have chipped up right then because they would have beaten Golden State and beaten the Eastern Conference. Right? It didn't happen that way. Part of the legacy is the injuries and stuff.
Bad luck.
Right, so he can't, like when you add a chapter and his team got knocked out when Booker got knocked out.
But bad luck has nothing to do with legacy, though.
It does, it factors in.
No, not with your greatness.
No, it does not, Max.
Not with your greatness, Max.
It does not. You're not going to win this one, Max, no matter how fast you talk.
It's
not going to happen.
If it's a consistent pattern throughout a 20-year, whatever it's going to be, 18-year
career.
Because here's what
it factors in. What's the best ability?
Availability. But Max, here's what I would say. If he won the championship, this is what would happen. Wow, man, Chris Paul came through, man, we thought he didn't get it because we thought he wasn't going to get it because he was injured all the time, blah, 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 blah. Then if he doesn't get it, guess what? Man, he was great. Wow, man, them injuries caught up to him. That's just a conversation, dog.
I think you guys are focusing on, you think I'm talking about all the downside. I'm also talking about the upside of what can happen this year. This affects the legacy. Losing in the first round is bad. Winning and getting by without Devin Booker is good. It's part of the story. All right. How did I talk fast enough for you?
Told you talk fast enough. See,
is Tom Brady's career headed south? Hey, Keyshawn Johnson, let me tell you one another. All right. Is Tom Brady's career headed south? That's after